Catch 'em all.
Hello everybody, it's me, your boy, you best friend here, Jack of Blades, and here I'm coming at you today with my favorite fire types, with my top 10. Now, this is definitely hoping to be one of the things that we're going to be having here on the channel, so please enjoy, comment what's your favorite, going to be your top 10, and let's just hop right into it. Number 10 here, our first one, Durantam. Now, Durantam came out in black and white, and let me tell you, this fire type Pokemon is a Pokemon I used on my team quite a lot. Definitely when I was playing with, when I was definitely going against the gym leaders and the Elite Four there in that game. And definitely during the Battle Tower, he is a Pokemon that I relied on more than I guess my starter than anybody else really. And his ability being Zen mode is really crazy in my opinion. It's kind of like a substitute. I mean, it could probably work better. I'm pretty sure it has a higher special attack, but with this guy being really close to me and how many times I've used him in my playthroughs, he's definitely became one of my top favorite Pokemon and definitely worthy of the top 10 spot in this list. Oh, Torkoal. Your boy Torkoal. And when I first had to fight him during Flamery's gym battle in Hoenn, he, or she, was very crazy, in my opinion. I did not see the Sunny Day overheat, and this was when I was like very, just getting into Pokemon really. I played number 1, number 2, but when I first saw a combo like this, definitely near the beginning of the game, it freaked me out. I thought instantly he had to be like legendary status when I was, starting to play these games. Obviously now he's really not. But if you play with him as your tank, he performs great as a tank. Definitely, I think he could probably still be a top tier and competitive. Maybe not as top as what others, but I think definitely in a high list. His shiny definitely, as I seen in the 3D games in Sun and Moon, is definitely very good, and for a number 9 spot, he definitely takes the cake. Your boy, Slugma. Slugma, my man, my little ooze. He definitely won over my heart when I first saw him in Generation 2, and now his evolution isn't really that good. In my opinion, I don't really care. I mean, I don't like the way how it looks. But if you ever seen this little ooze's shiny form, it takes the cake. Maybe not really in the newer games, but its sprite of being shiny, so good. I can't recommend this. If you guys are shiny hunting a Pokemon, do this man right here. Definitely will be one of your top favorites as well. And now, let's move on to the next one. We got Tempig here. Tempig is our first starter, and our only starter on this list. And his mid-evolution, I really don't like. It shouldn't be real. Its last evolution, really good. I love Emboar. But Tempig, in my opinion, is so much better. I see Tempig as that Pokemon that I relate to in Black and White, as seeing, when I see Black and White, I think of Tempig. Don't think of anybody else, I think Tempig. Because he's definitely the starter that I used over and over and over again. And I think he's really the best one of the starters in the Generation 5 in Black and White. And overall, his evolution line is really good. It really helps you out throughout the majority of the game. Competitive. I don't know if I would say he's really competitive, but every single one of his shiny forms in his evolution is definitely something I would definitely recommend to go after. Just like the other ones, top tier. Now, let's move on to the next one, everyone. Newble. You guys are saying, I see your Numel, but isn't Camerupt better? It even has a Mega Form, and I'm gonna say you're right. But Numel here, look at that face, so derpy, and I got a small feels for the little derpy people. I see an image of myself, and Numel definitely with his shiny being blue, and the way how you can get him really early on in the games. He's definitely one of those Pokemon where you go, alright, I need a fire type, but I don't know which one I should get. Definitely, if you picked a fire starter, you're like, I don't really know. But Numel here, besides it being really derpy, of course, I think can really stand its own, even in the battle royales in Sun and Moon. That's just my opinion. I've used them before, and let me tell you, wouldn't recommend it, but I wouldn't say no. So we're here at our number 5 pick, being Salandit. When I first saw Salandit in Sun and Moon, I was ecstatic. He's definitely a Pokemon that I said he has to be on my team. I don't care. The starter I picked in Sun and Moon was the Grass starter Rowlet, and let me tell you, when I was trying to figure out my Fire Grass core, he definitely made the list. Even though he doesn't get the male form, doesn't get the evolution, which is okay. And when I didn't know that at the time, so I had like a little 50 Salandit, I was like, I don't think he's evolving. He's one of those Pokemon that won over my heart with the Eviolite, and I think it's probably one of my favorite Pokemon to run through in the game with. Joseph Salandit, he's like Numel with a little derpy bandit face, and I can't say there's a lot else. He has a great ability, and definitely one of the best fire types, I think, in Sun and Moon. So let's move on. Oh yeah, you know a legendary had to make it on the list, and let me tell you, it has to be Entei here. Entei overall was one of the best legendary beasts I've ever seen. When I first saw him back in Generation 2, I was ecstatic. When I first saw his sprite, I said, this Pokemon right here is gonna be on my team. I'm gonna work the hardest to get him. And then when I saw his shiny evolution, or not his evolution, but his shiny form, let me tell you how ecstatic even more I was to have this Pokemon in my run-throughs. Every time I think of the second generation, I think Entei. And with him having his own movie, you can't say more about him, man. So, let's move on. Here, our next pick, Mega Houndoom. And let me tell you, you're like, what's wrong with the regular Houndoom? Nothing. I'll tell you that right now. Nothing. But I put Mega Houndoom here as more or less of a, if I had to choose my favorite fire Mega, it definitely has to be Mega Houndoom here. With him being in the Johto games of Generation 2, when I first saw him, I was like, what kind of devilish dog is this? And it's just one of those designs where you're like, it has that evilish design, and you're like, I kind of want that on my team. And kind of ever since then, when I get a chance to catch him, I'll really catch him. But ever since his Mega came out in Generation 6, let me tell you, he has to be the best one I've ever seen. Definitely, if there's a Mega on my team, you can expect there to be a Mega Houndoom. Or am I just telling you that for at least to not expect it? But let me tell you, he's definitely a Pokemon I look out for when I have to see, if I'm facing a Mega, because he's definitely my favorite. So I gotta expect it. So, Victini, our little mythical boy here, or Pokemon. is definitely one of those Pokemon that I would have said was my favorite Pokemon all time. Wouldn't deny it. If someone said, Victini's probably your Pokemon, is it? I would say, you're damn tootin'. Well, over the years, I would probably just say over just the last generation here, he moved down from my list of being one of my top favorites. But he didn't move far though, I'll tell you. He only moved one slot, and I'm telling you. Our next pick here at number 1 is gonna completely, well, you're gonna think why, and not Victini. Why not Victini? I'm gonna tell you. Victini has a great move of being, V-Create. It can do a lot of other moves. Its moveset is phenomenal. And I would definitely use it if I was playing against my friends, 100%. But, Victini, I love you, but let's move on to number 1. Bet y'all didn't see this coming. My top favorite fire type has to be Alolan Marowak. When I first saw his typing being Fire, Ghost, and not being the ground type, the regular form of Marowak, I really like. I really like Marowak. He was probably my top 5. But when I saw Alolan Marowak, let me tell you, his move Shadow Bone, of being a ghost move, overall his design, his 3D art, of, having the flames, the blue flames coming out of his bone. And when I first saw him in the game, more or less I saw not him, but the 3D little dancing of him, I was like, eh. But as soon as I saw him in battle, completely overwon. This Pokemon is my favorite, and if I had to say so, this channel's mascot, if I had to throw it out there. So, let me tell y'all, this is my favorite top 10 of fire types. And I hope y'all to catch it on in the next one. Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.